Hey, my name is Kim. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing a week of dinners with you. Now, this was the last week out of the month, and I did a 1-month grocery haul this last month. And so some supplies were kind of dwindling, but I still put together pretty good meals using frozen stuff, dry goods, and the little bit of fresh we had. There was one day that the power went out and I wasn't able to make dinner. We had to run and grab Little Caesars, but that's okay. I was a little frustrated with that, and then there was also Halloween, so we had takeout that night, which we planned. So, if that interests you, please keep watching. All right, so it is Monday. I am making dinner. I have some pre-made frozen meatballs that I've thawed and I'm sauteing them. I made some sweet and sour sauce, so I don't usually use a lot of condensed soups, but I was given these tomato soup cans. And so I followed the recipe on the Campbell's website. I'll link it if I remember. And the only change I made is I added garlic, and instead of rice vinegar, I did regular vinegar because I know that's what the kids prefer. I pour this over. Then I have some rice going in here, and then once it's close to being done, I'm going to add broccoli into the steamer top of the rice cooker, which looks like that. And I'll show you finished plates when it's done. Okay, finished meatballs, broccoli, and the rice. Well, all right, so tonight for dinner, we're doing sloppy joes and stuffed peppers. I have a pound of beef. I have a pound of lentils, peppers for the stuffed peppers, buns for the sloppy joes. I always make a sloppy joe mix, and then that goes into the peppers, and then the kids can have regular sloppy joes if that's what they want. That's what the little guys usually prefer. I have the tiniest amount of cheese, so it's just going to be like a sprinkle on top of the peppers, but that's okay. These peppers are a month old. They're a little wrinkly, but they're still in pretty good condition. One of them did have a soft spot that I'm going to cut out. I also have some rice left over from last night that I'll mix into the mixture for the stuffed peppers if I feel like I need more volume. I have ketchup, mustard, Worcestershire sauce, and then some homemade barbecue sauces. So I'm going to mix that all together. I'm going to fry the beef and then add in the lentils. I'm going to drain the lentils and then kind of mash them and add them in. And then I'll add in all the other stuff.
You're seriously going to have the pepper instead of the sloppy joe?
Yep, I think it tastes better.
All right, well, that was like just enough cheese. That'll be for me, Steve, and Isla. Little boys will eat this, and I'm hoping there's enough for lunch tomorrow. We'll see. I had like a third of a bag of fries in the freezer, so I ended up throwing those into the air fryer just to stretch things, and then that enabled me to bring my grandma a dinner as well. So here is our finished meal. So my youngest just had fries, my 8-year-old had a sloppy joe, and me and my daughter had peppers with a few fries as well. So I had planned to do tacos and spaghetti as the last 2 meals this week. I had planned to do spaghetti tonight with frozen meatballs and garlic toast and stuff like that. But on Monday, it's Wednesday today, my husband's cousin gave me a rooster from their freezer and it was thawed. So I am actually going to roast that up tonight. I'm going to take the meat off the bones and use it for our tacos. I might do a little bit of beef too because some of the kids prefer beef, and then we should have leftovers. And then I'll do spaghetti tomorrow. So yeah, I'm just going to take this out, season it up, and roast it in the oven. So I just put some oil on it, and then I put taco seasoning, garlic powder, and salt. And I'm just going to throw that in there for an hour or so. See how long it takes to cook. Okay, so and then I pulled out some beef, and this will probably be too much for dinner. We usually eat about a pound of meat for dinner, and if I want leftovers, I have to do a little more. So we're definitely going to have leftovers. That'll be good for lunches. And yeah, so then what's left of the chicken, like the carcass, I'm going to make soup with. But I'll freeze the carcass because I'm going to do that another week. But yes, we have beef and chicken for that. Then we're out of most of our regular taco stuff because I am grocery shopping in a day or two. But I wanted to use up what we have. And this is why I wanted to do the month-long grocery shopping, because it forces us to use what we have. If I were to run out to the store and grab new things, then some of this would end up wasted. We have lots of avocados, so I'm going to make guacamole. I have guacamole mix. I have some lime. I have salsa, which is great. I have plain yogurt, so I'm probably gonna mix some lime with the yogurt to make like a lime crema, because we don't have sour cream. But honestly, it can pass for sour cream a lot of the time. I use it all the time in place of sour cream. Have some pinto beans, and then so I'm gonna do some refried beans, I think. And then we have these cheesy shells and plain shells. We don't have soft tacos, but that's fine. And then in the fridge, I also have some leftover black beans and some leftover homemade salsa made with tomatoes. But I made those on Sunday and it's now Wednesday. So I just have to check to make sure they're still good. I think they will be, but we'll just have to check. Oh, and then I also have mayo. So I might make some chipotle mayo as well, but we'll see. All right, so there it is. I just pulled off a little piece so that my little guy could try it. I'm gonna shred that up and set it aside for tacos tonight. Okay, so there's the chicken for the tacos, which is a pretty good amount actually. We'll definitely have leftovers. And then the rest, the carcass went into my very old crock pot. And yes, I spilled a little bit on the side. Whoops. And it's gonna sit on low for like 8 hours. And then I'll have some nice stock for soup. Well, plot twist, our power went out for 8 hours, so this is what we had instead. All right, so here's what I put together for our taco night, using up just stuff we needed to use. We had taco shells in the pantry, so I have plain and nacho. Leftover rice that I made with our sweet and sour meatballs that I just reheated with some water on the stove. We've got that chicken from that roast chicken I did yesterday. We have beef too. I wanted to make, usually a pound is enough for one meal for us. I wanted to make sure we had enough for lunch and dinner. For a sec. Some pinto beans. I'll freeze whatever we don't use from here. Plain corn. I have this street corn sort of that I did. It has mayo, chipotle, and lime. I have a lime crema, which is plain yogurt and lime. I put 2 avocados in here. I did lime, guacamole seasoning, and the last bit of that leftover homemade salsa that I think I showed you. We got a little bit of the black beans too. That's from our huevos rancheros earlier in the week. And then we have some salsa and some lime juice. And that is gonna be our dinner for Thursday. So on Friday, we treated the kids to some McDonald's. Now the big kids weren't here. This was mine. Here's what we ordered for 2 adults and 2 kids. Thanks for watching.